Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And look at that Alphabet stock dropping off a cliff. What could have prompted this? Well, it looks like the Department of Justice is recommending that Google be broken up, that they have Chrome taken from them, and they're not going to be able to re-enter the browser market for at least 5 years. Now, that's strike one. I have heard that in regards to Google being a monopoly, that they might actually have other parts of Google taken from them. And I know there's a big lawsuit coming up with YouTube and that green R place. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about them or not over here, but there's a big lawsuit coming up. And then we've got multiple publishers that are pissed off about the advertising and the shadow banning. And
we have a lot of people that, news outlets and bloggers who lost everything because they changed everything to their AI to make sure they kept the money.
Right. And that's what this is all about. It's basically about Google making as much money as possible and freezing out their competitors. And, we've got Trump's new guy coming in who's going to look into all these social media platforms, he says. And if it turns out that they're being biased or they're using underhanded, market practices or whatever, that they're going to break them up or penalize them somehow. I don't know. But let's talk about Google specifically. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Since we don't want to put all of our eggs into one basket, the Google basket, because the handle's breaking on that thing, go out to clownfish-.com. You can get exclusive content. You can join the reef. You can check out our products. We got more products coming, including some Bubbly Steve plushies. Very, very limited supply of Bubbly Steve plushies.
They're signed too.
And they are signed.
Literally 6.
There are 6 of them. That's it. That's all we have of Bubbly Steve. You can also get exclusive content, the same exclusive content on Locals if you prefer to go out there. So thank you so much for the support. So yeah, their stock dropped as soon as, just like boom. As soon as they said that they're gonna take Chrome from them. So this is coming from PC Gamer. Google to sell Chrome and be banned from re-entering the browser market for 5 years, recommends the U.S. Department of Justice. And I think given Trump's new guy, they probably will do it because Google has been proven to be a monopoly. Anybody that's been on the internet lately knows Google is basically a monopoly. Hi, Google. How you doing? But yeah, they said earlier this week it was reported that the U.S. Department of Justice top antitrust officials would likely ask a judge to enforce a significant breakup of Google, in part proposing that Chrome be sold off.
And then Wednesday night they did file paperwork.
Yeah, they filed the paperwork, and we can see the authorities' plans to even further reaching than initially suggested, though you won't see me shedding a tear if this breakup comes to pass. Yeah, Google, just to put it in perspective, they basically own the search engine market, which I believe they are abusing because they're especially now with the AI snippets, they're basically cutting off all these independent websites.
Well, they're using their information to create the AI snippets and
Right.
they're not promoting them. And people, there's been jokes about it. Like when you search something now, you get AI snippet, a bunch of sponsored posts and ads, and then maybe after a while you get whoever's left that they're letting you see their articles for.
And they own the ad market through DoubleClick and AdSense, and they have YouTube, and they have Gmail, and you know what I'm saying? So like, basically we've gone back to AOL on some level where you basically go to a portal on the internet, and then that portal, whoever's controlling that, controls everything you see and experience, and they monetize you and all that. It very much is a Google world. They said that, not only will a judge ask to enforce Google's sale of Chrome, but the filing made to Washington federal court also outlines following its divestiture of Chrome, they may not re-enter the browser market for 5 years. They said the proposal also calls for Google to be prohibited from acquiring any interest in search rivals. So they can't go like, oh, we'll buy into Bing or something like that. Potential entrants and rival search or search ads related AI products. That is going to hurt them big time. It must let go of any it already holds in its clutch. Furthermore, the documents additionally call for a halt to all anti-competitive payments to distributors, including Apple.
Okay, so that what's going on was they pay Apple to make sure that Chrome is the service that is on the phone. That's because they pay Apple money to make sure that Google is the default search engine on the phones, on our iPhones and stuff.
But this is kind of the same with any operating system, right? Because Microsoft Edge, they keep pushing Edge, and if you have another browser, like switch to Edge.
I think that there are other companies you could argue at smaller scale, but same thing.
Because most people, when they buy a mobile device, they're not going to go out of their way to download another browser. They're going to use whatever's on the browser or on the phone, right? It says, speaking of AI, the DOJ's proposal also recommends Google offer data crawling rights to parties such as content creators so they can choose to opt out of, say, Google using its work to train its large language model AI. In other words, you can't just like take our blog's content and repurpose it and then not send the traffic to the blog. Setting to one side the fact that I, as a person who wrote the article, who is infrequently funny on the internet, would personally very much not like to see my words regurgitated. Anyone who's recently had to wade through search results flooded with AI can see this is a step in the right direction if it's enforced. And that's the thing.
Remember, glue your cheese on your pizza, guys.
Glue your cheese on your pizza. Yeah, right. Why would you trust Google between that and the AI art for was the founding fathers with the Gemini, like they're all black women, all the founding fathers. It's like, this is not Hamilton. To recap, this is the result of a major court ruling back in August that found Google had acted illegally to maintain its monopoly over online search and the advertising markets closely intertwined. In October, news began to percolate about which remedies the U.S. Department of Justice would seek. And yeah, I think it's going to be, there's definitely something going on because Trump immediately had a phone call with the CEO of Google, like that day. They had a conversation. And then he's putting this guy in, Brendan Carr, who wants to break things up or enforce more fairness, and they're going back and looking at Section 230 and all of that. So I think within the next year or so, we're gonna have a very different looking internet, which might actually look, hopefully.
I know all I can tell you is someone who owns a blog, and it's not just me. A lot of blogs are down. 90% people are having to shut their blogs down, lay their people off. I am telling you, it's weird that we weren't being found. People were reporting over and over on Google, on YouTube. They weren't seeing our videos. Trump wins the election, and all of a sudden our videos are being shown again, even though we aren't even like far right people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weirdness. I'm just saying.
Well, we had, and I talked about that in another video, I think with, I actually posted the video on Twitter. But yeah, the search results pretty much excluded us for the longest time. And now it seems like we're kind of sort of coming back, but on YouTube especially, there were so many YouTube channels, ours included, other people's included, that were deboosted. I don't know if it's an outright shadow ban. We're getting recommended, but just to our existing audience, maybe. But as soon as the election was over, then all of a sudden the traffic got turned back on. It's very weird. And I think it might have had something to do with the phone call.
That's just anecdotal. I'm just telling you, But I do know with blogs, traffic stopped, the money stopped. They decimated the landscape. But the ones that have agreed to sell their content to Google, whatever, certain ones still get boosted. VowNet sites, for example, still seem to get boosted pretty fairly all the time. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but there's definitely some weirdness going on.
Oh, absolutely. They're saying here about Microsoft. Yeah, back in 2001, they tried to split Microsoft up, and then they wound up settling. But Google has infinite money, so they could, who knows? I think it's actually gonna go a lot further than that. And I know that there are several other lawsuits against Google and its anti-competitive practices. And the thing is Google is so damn huge. It's like, how the hell do you even fight that? It's like, there's no way to really compete with Google fairly. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys. But I think the internet is going to change. I think it has to change. And like I said, it just feels like we're all using AOL again. We're just in Google's ecosystem. So we done with this?
Yep.
All right, let's wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.